Welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my review of Nobody. This is a movie which a fair few people have actually seen by now. I myself, being from the UK where we had severe lockdowns and things like that, it's actually been very difficult to watch a bunch of these movies, but I have watched it now. What a fantastic film. What an absolutely fantastic film. I'll be discussing this as non-spoilery as possible because you guys really should go and watch this. It is great. It is really, really good. Now, this was written by Derek Kolstad, the same writer, of course, of John Wick. So, very good pedigree, very good writer. The director is Ilya Naishula. Absolutely butchering that. Someone who I'm not familiar with, but Derek Kolstad is the pedigree behind this in terms of the writing at the very least, and you can tell. You can absolutely tell. But also injected an awful lot more comedy than his previous work into this one. Now, of course, when I say, oh, you can tell it's Derek Kolstad, it's because, yeah, I mean, it's similar-ish to John Wick, but without the sadness. Equally as hard and serious, but also comedic. And it fits Bob Odenkirk as the star of this very, very well, who of course you'll know from Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad. Now, it's stated just to be an action thriller. I would say that's right, but as well, you can't undermine the amount of comedy that they throw into this film. Because there's a lot. There's an awful lot. And it's actually a fairly star-studded cast. And what I mean by that is there's a lot of people that you'll go, oh, I know him. Oh, I know him. Oh, I know him as well. There's a lot of people in this that you wouldn't expect to have in this film. So Bob Odenkirk, you've got Connie Nielsen, you've got RZA, Michael Ironside, Colin Salmon, Christopher Lloyd, a whole bunch of people in this. Very, very much a surprise, to be fair. And what I was really, really happy to see is that Bob Odenkirk was actually one of the producers of this film. So he obviously believed in this so much, he chose to put his own money behind it, which is great. Really, really great to see. Now, what is this film about? Well, it follows a similar trend to John Wick, and don't let that put you off because it's not the same. So, Bob Odenkirk is Hutch Mansell. Now, the Wikipedia sort of synopsis for this film is pretty bang on. So he's an ordinary man, or seemingly ordinary man. He's got 2 children and his wife. Pretty boring job, and he has a really boring life. It's a life that he is failing at, even in its tedium. Okay? However, one fateful evening, 2 robbers break into his house, and he goes to tackle them, but he refuses. He sort of freaks out. He stops. And from there, you can sort of see a slow and steady revelation from his family who, you know, his son belittles him, thinks that he's more of a failure after that point. And you can also see that the only member of his family at that point is his daughter that absolutely adores him. And in the robbery of his house, a kitty bracelet has gone missing. And this sets off a chain of events that you're starting to suspect was going to happen, but you don't know to what degree, and you don't know exactly what he knows, how he knows it, or anything along those lines. But he gets a gun, he gets an FBI badge, his dad's, and he tracks down the burglars, the gunmen. Now from there, nothing actually happens. Not much goes on until he's on a bus. Until he starts to interact with Russians, which is Derek Kolstad's, I guess, sort of signature for these movies. And then that interaction on a bus with some Russians sets off a massive chain of events, which does reveal who Bob Odenkirk's Hutch Mansell is, what he does for a living, or did do for a living, that he is now being roped back into. So from that brief overview, you can hear very much that John Wick-esque vibe, but no, he's not that John Wick. in terms of how he interacts, well, his former job, for starters. I'm trying to keep it as non-spoiler as possible. But it was really, really good. And again, like I say, I cannot undermine the amount of comedy in this film. It was absolutely brilliant. Cinematography was great. It was by Paweł Pogorzelski. And like I said, this director actually did such a fantastic job. Like a really, really, really good job. Again, someone I'm not aware of, anything along those lines. This individual was more notable in terms of Hardcore Henry, which I wasn't aware they were involved with anyway. But then from there, Hardcore Henry, you can start to pick up some of that vibe for sure. But then there's films like I Am Losing Weight that they were a producer of. They're a producer of Marathon of Wishes. And then just straight up director for Nobody. So this is an individual to watch in the future. Like absolutely an individual to watch. Because if they're able to put this together and for it to hold its own against the likes of John Wick. Yeah, I'd say this was someone to sort of watch out for in the future. It's an interesting film. It has a budget of only 16 million. Great music. Really, really great music. Great use of effects as well. There's a little bit of CGI in this, here and there. Well, what I believe to be CGI anyway. Not on the blood, not from what I can tell. I think maybe one or two bits were accented. One or two bits of the blood spray was accented here and there. But it's actually nothing noticeable. Has such a great pace. 92 minutes long. Hour and a half. There are points at which you feel like the narrative has come to a natural conclusion. And then you're reminded that actually it's an hour and a half. Wait, what on earth is going to happen next? And that's when you go, oh yes, this film is keeping me on my toes. The sets and the props, fantastic. Again, everything is pretty much on par with the likes of the John Wick films. And this is what this film is undeniably going to be compared to John Wick, because it is. But it works so well. Would I like to see this and John Wick in the same universe? Oh yes, please. Oh yes, please. I would absolutely love to see Bob Odenkirk, Nobody, Hutch Mansell go up against, not even go up against, but sort of drift into a John Wick movie as, I don't know, just a cameo. I'd love it. I think that'd be epic. But it was a fantastic film, strong pacing, great choice of music throughout the film, in fact. It was just great. And you couldn't have found a better actor. You could not have found a better actor in Bob Odenkirk. He was great in this. And, strangely, believable. So if you have seen it, which most of the world would have by now, please do let me know what you think of this film down below in the comment section. I'd love to hear what you guys think of this. If you are new here, please do hit that subscribe button. And for returning subscribers, check you're subscribed, hit the like, all of that good stuff. But when you do hit the like on this video, assuming you liked the video anyway, just check that it stays there, because YouTube has been removing likes. I don't know what's going on. YouTube just sucks at the moment. But either way, we've got memberships open on the channel now. Please do become a member. You do get benefits that only members get. But thanks so much for watching, guys. Take care.